Coworkers Tantrum.
Hey.
So I work retail at a gas station, third shift. When I started, my schedule was split between me working with two different guys, the only other people on third shift. 3 days with M and 1 day on with A. Without going into too much detail, in my second week working with A, he pulled a stunt that was completely out of line and I believe illegal, if not just completely against store rules. Our boss was notified the morning of, and she changed my schedule to exclusively working with M, whom I got along with very well, effective immediately. It's been a couple months since then, and A still seems butthurt over it, giving me dirty looks whenever I come in to relieve him on second shift. But it hasn't really been a problem. Until last night. It was about half an hour into my shift. Em and I were both standing at the counter on our separate registers, and I started walking away to go clean some of our machines about the time that A walked in to pay for some gas, I assume. A comes up to my register as I'm walking away, slams his wallet down onto the counter, and starts yelling at me. Something along the lines of, "You don't fucking walk away from the counter when there's a customer. What the fuck is wrong with you? You're way out of line. You don't fucking do that." Mind you, M was not helping anyone at the time. He was available to help A right then, and that's why I was okay to go do other things in the store instead of helping someone at the counter. A continued to yell at me even as I walked across the store, ignoring him for a solid minute. We later had all 3 customers that were shopping when this happened ask what was going on, and a regular even asked if I was okay, because I had just had what seemed like a random man yell and cuss at me for no reason. So there's my rant. I'm still very mad over this. Thankfully, because I was so torn over whether to report this to my boss or not, M told her for me, because he was almost as mad as I was about the whole thing. The people you meet in retail.
What a crazy person.
Yeah, what a psycho. I hope that they were like let go after that.
I feel like I would have to let them go. It's like if I was the boss, I'd be like, "You forced my hand. I have to let you go."
You literally were like screaming at a coworker in the store. Like you can't do that.
Can't do that.
Yeah, the amount of times I've had a lot of like employees come in screaming, not at me specifically, but just screaming for whatever reason, like whether they were on drugs or like whether they were like, there was this one guy, he worked for me for like 2 days, and he went to go get a cash bag to be on a register, and when he came, like he brought it back at the end of the day, it was short, and they're like very like specific when they count your cash bag after you return it at the end of the night. And so they call me, and like I go down there, and they're like, hey, like his bag is short by like $200, like $200 on the dot, like there is no way that he should be short like this. And he starts like freaking out at them. He's like, "You're calling me a liar, like fuck you guys, like blah blah blah." And so security comes in, obviously, and they were like, "He needs to leave. Like, he needs to be let go. Like, you guys can't have him as an employee anymore." And so I was like, okay. So I call the other manager over, because tall guy. And I was like, "Hey, escort him back to the stand so he can grab his things and he can leave." So I go back by myself because I was like, "I'm not dealing with that. That guy is so angry. And he could deck me in the face and I would fucking... You know, like, yeah. So I go back to the stand. I'm doing my thing. I'm cooking up orders. I'm checking people out. And he comes back in with the other manager, and he's screaming at the top of his lungs, and he starts threatening to fight the other manager, who is my ex. Yeah. And he's like, "I'm going to beat your fucking ass right now, right here." And like, the other manager is like, "You do that, you're gonna go to jail. Right. Like, if you want to, go for it, but you're gonna go to jail." Yeah. Like, and he's like, I'm gonna do it. And like, the security guards are still right there. And so he starts picking up like cups off the counter and flinging them across. There are children and people inside of this building. Yeah. He's throwing ketchup packets. He's throwing cups. He's throwing anything within arm's reach. So then the security guards come up and like, they start like grabbing him. He's like, "Get the fuck off me!" And like screaming. Oh my and like God. Everyone, it's silent. Yeah. Like there's like music playing. Like that's it. So it's like, "Baby, you're fine." And like everyone's like, Oh my God. And like you hear him screaming the entire way, like down. Like he's like escorted off the property. Like it was insane. And then we had to clean up everything afterwards, which
amazing.
Was super fun.
So cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we have an update.
Give it to us.
Update, it got worse. It got much, much worse. If anyone caught my original post, you know that my coworker A is a nightmare, and he just got worse. For those who didn't catch the first post, basically A is not allowed to work directly with me at all because of his past actions. I only relieve him from his shift and vice versa. And M is a coworker I've become good friends with that I work every shift with. A friend of M went into our store tonight with her boyfriend to get gas. Her and her boyfriend both know me to an extent, and they like me, as they come into my work a lot and stop and talk for a few minutes. A was the only one working when they went in tonight, and as they were trying to leave, he stopped them and started telling them about how I'm about to get fired. I've never even been written up at this job, much less had my job threatened or even given the slightest hint that I may be fired. This is when things get descripted, so NSFW warning. A told them that apparently a customer had come into the bathroom at our store and caught me masturbating with no pants on and the stall door wide open. I won't go into any more detail on what he described, but to start things off, this obviously didn't happen. Not to mention, I'm a curvier person, and the position he described I physically cannot get into. The size of my thighs won't allow it. And another fact was that the stalls in our women's bathroom, the doors don't stay open. They automatically will swing nearly closed and stay that way unless specifically held open. I feel violated. I feel embarrassed that he's telling this to random customers. And M has told me he thinks this is happening because I'm the first person who's actually reported A for his actions instead of quitting to get away from him. I'm a hard-headed person and I refuse to be driven out of a job I enjoy because a psychopathic pervert wants me to keep my mouth shut about his inappropriate behavior. Period. You should not cave into that at all. That's crazy.
Yeah, you see that one over there? They jack off in the bathroom.
Yeah. What? She's just sitting in the stall flicking her bean. Like, holy. First of all, nobody does that.
Nobody does that.
That's crazy. Like, you gotta get buck ass naked. What the hell?
Stall door open, legs spread
open, eagle up on the side of the stall, finger in cooter. Like, you know?
I like how they're like, first of all, I didn't do that. Second of all, the way they described that, I physically cannot do that.
I couldn't do that.
Could not do that.
Thick thighs can't fit. Yeah. And I love that, like, they have scientific evidence to, like, back up why they couldn't do that.
Right.
But I would feel a super strong type of way having a coworker, like, even imagining me like that.
Right.
Like, if you're telling somebody, you're imagining it.
Right.
You're
You
putting
thought this out.
Yeah, and you're putting that image into somebody else's head too now. So I would feel extremely violated that my coworker was thinking about me in that way. And I was swift to HR, like, hey, sexual harassment.
Yep.
That's sexual harassment.
Yeah, because, like, you encounter so many customers, like, who did this person tell? Like, when they come up to my counter, are they going to be like, yes,
the bean flicker. Notorious bee. Hey, make sure she hand sanitizes her hands before she gets to that cash.
No cash back, please.
She, like, gives a cash back and she's like, there you go.
Like, that's worse if you had a creepy customer who was like, thanks, ma'am.
Yeah, they're like,
I want a sniff.
I think I deserve a sniff as an award. And that's what A is giving. That's what A is giving. Yeah.
Ooh, his little body creeps me out.
Yeah, that's how I'm imagining this guy too. Like, little tick-sized guy.
Tick-sized
fedora shaved head.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, if you don't know what we're talking about, go watch the Meat Canyon video, the Discord mod video. I'm talking about Meat Canyon, Papa Meat again on another episode. Here we go. Papa, please notice us.
Papa,
we love
can
you.
Hear me? What is that?
I don't know.
Claudia, can you hear me? Oh, what is that? That is from Gold member Austin Powers.
This tune you were singing it to sounded like the "Do You Want to Build a Snowman?"
Yeah. I'll find this later.
Yeah.
This does not matter for anything that we're doing.
Yeah. Anyway, I want to know. I'm like, did they get fired? I'm looking right now because I want to know if they got fired.
From my now ex-boss, what I know is that he works best alone, tends to think he's the boss, and can go a little overboard. I learned after his last incident, he apparently used to have a habit of yelling at customers. It doesn't sound like he's gotten fired. He's sexually harassed 2 former employees, and they quit because of it.
All right, well, I'm giving up of...
I am going down a different rabbit hole. Women who have no cervix, does sex feel different? I guess someone could not have a cervix. Wow, I never thought about that.
Would it feel different? I don't think it would feel different, right?
Glitter Cock Waffles asked, I really love that painful, aching feeling of him hitting my cervix.
Oh my God, Queen! Holy shit!
Hysterectomy at some point.
Oh my God.
Do they take out your cervix with... I don't know what they actually take out with the hysterectomy.
I don't either. I'm so uneducated.
You know what? This is a good question. Anyway, that's so crazy.
That's crazy.
You should get a different job.
If you enjoyed that little story, be sure to watch the full episode here.
And make sure you like, subscribe, and all that jazzy.
Jazzy? I see what you did there. Wait, what was that?